Art Life Fiend with Andy Monks. This is my bi-weekly, every 2 weeks. I'm doing a video and it's either a mixture of me getting out and about, a bit of a video blog mixed with me just sharing my thoughts really about all things to do with art, life, creativity, productivity, that whole world of how do you be a creative artist in the world, make a living out of it, do it because you're passionate about it, do it because you have to, all about that, right? And today I was thinking about what am I going to talk about today, and I had this moment. You know, sometimes in life it's hard to find ideas as a creative. Like, you know, that's one of the things I've talked about in previous videos. How do you get inspiration? But today I kind of found the other problem, and I don't know about you, and I think, well, when I talk to a lot of other artists, I know they can have this too, which is almost the overwhelm of ideas. You know, so I have that on a daily basis with my artwork at the moment. Like, I've got a million things, plus my commercial work, plus the work I've already started that I want to get done, you know. And when it came to doing this video, I've got lots of things I want to talk about, and I'm like, what's the right thing, and blah, blah, blah. You know, and I very quickly this morning found myself in this kind of overwhelmed headspace of, oh my God, I've got a million things I want to talk about, a million things I need to do. I don't even have time to do this video today, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if that's what it's like for you, but that whole overwhelm, you know? And I'm like, how do you deal with that? How do we deal with that as an artist? How do you pick one thing and work on it? And that is really the challenge, you know? The challenge is, I think, keeping it simple and minimal. And how do you do that? Like, how do you take 100 ideas and go, well, what am I going to do? Or what am I going to talk about? So, look, I don't know, there's no answer to that necessarily, not one single answer. But I think there's a couple of things that I do that I wanted to share that make a difference. And the first thing is I journal every day. I journal every single day, and I've done it on and off for many years, ever since I did The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, which is, I've talked about before, is a 12-week program that's designed to reignite your creativity and support you as an artist. So one of the things that she gives you as a practice on a daily basis is what's called morning pages, where you write stream of consciousness, literally 3 pages as a discipline, first thing in the morning. Takes about 20 minutes, I found, and it's challenging at first, but I found it clears my mind and also helps me be a conduit. So it's almost like, you know, you wake up and you got that rabble in your head, that noise, that monkey mind, that brain, that negative self-talk, all that stuff going on. And for me, mostly, I wake up to, oh crap, I've got to do blah, 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 blah today. And by the time I get out of bed, I mostly feel overwhelmed by the amount of things I've got to take on today. So I think it's a good practice. I sit down with my, you know, I usually do it either before sketching or after sketching in the morning. Just depends how I feel. And so I've done a mix. I've started to do a mixture because I used to do morning pages for many years. But sometimes, I don't know, I did it for a long time and I found I wanted something else, or maybe I was in a hurry and I didn't have 20 minutes to sit down and do my morning pages. So I discovered something that I found from Tim Ferriss, who is the author of the 4-Hour Work Week, 4-Hour Body, 4-Hour Chef. He's the 4-Hour Man, but he talks about this thing called the 5-minute journal, which there's actually an app for now. Is you can buy the journal online. I'll put links to all this stuff in the description down below. So you can buy a link to it, or you can use the app. I like the app. So you do about a couple of minutes in the morning and a couple of minutes in the evening before you go to bed. And it's awesome, and it asks you to, you know, it gives you something to focus on. It also has you start your day with gratitude, and really helps me to go, okay, you know, whilst there's 5 million things I want to literally get done today, realistically, probably around 3 focused big tasks where I'm doing deep work is what I'm going to need to focus on today. So it helps me drill down to the top 3 priorities for the day. And then you look at, you know, who, you know, it says affirmation. What's your daily affirmation? For me, it's really about, I don't really look at it as an affirmation. I look at it more from the training I've got through doing things like the Landmark Forum. In who am I going to be today? Who am I going to be? How am I going to perform? How am I going to act, you know? So a lot of it for me, often I will create being bold in my actions, adventurous in my actions, which I did today. And so that's one practice, journaling or writing, and just not for publishing, but writing for yourself, almost as a self-meditation. And then meditation is another practice that I've used ongoingly. And I go through periods where I use different ones. Today, at the moment, I'm not really doing meditation. I find it's probably something I'm going to get back into. It's been coming up a lot for me as something I'm going to start practicing. But, you know, and there's apps like Headspace, for those of you who find meditation difficult, that give you daily practices to do to meditate that are really helpful for a guided meditation. And then, so that's something else I do. And then thirdly, I found what also works is I keep a ideas log. And it's really a back burner log. So I put everything in there, every idea that often I'd be like, I don't know about you, I have a million ideas, and I know realistically I'm not going to get to a lot of them right now because I've got whatever I've got on my plate right now. So I will log that, and I just keep it as a reminder list on my iPhone, and I just jog ideas. Like, I might have a crazy idea, like I'm going to make a penguin that has got antlers on its head and it needs to have robot legs, and I want to do that as a 3D sculpture and get it printed and have it articulated. Well, I'm not going to do that right now, but hey, I kind of like that idea, so I jot it down on that list. And that list is ginormous now, but it does two things. One, it gets it out of my head, firstly, and just keeps, I believe creativity is a conduit. It's almost like, I don't know this is a bit woo-woo, but like it's an energy that flows from the universe. And I think when we try to keep it in our head, or we get caught in our head, we block the flow. So part of it is for me to keep the flow going. Now, that's one thing, it keeps me flowing. And then the second thing is when I have those other moments where I've complete creative block, completely blocked up, I can go, here's my list of 1,000 things I've already thought about, and then I can get overwhelmed by the amount of ideas again. No, don't do that. So then I can go and find, when I've got something I don't know what to sketch and I'm sitting down to sketch, I can flick through my list and see what piques my interest or inspiration. So I think there's many tools you can do. I also think fourth thing is, and I always come back to this a lot, and it's annoying for some people, but hey, tough, is sometimes it's just a matter of doing the work. You might have a million ideas, pick one and start it and take it to the end. Even when, and there's that point in creating something where usually for me in the middle, I hate it. I've started and the inspiration's gone, and now it's just the hard yakka of getting a painting done or getting a piece of work finished. But busting through that last 50% is the challenge, and just ticking stuff off and getting it done. And then you get that satisfaction of knowing yourself as someone who completes something, and then you learn and develop. So starting something and finishing it, a lot of the time, look, you know what? A lot of the time I think even just starting it is the biggest challenge. Start. So today I was like, what am I going to do this bloody blog on? I've committed to it now. It's annoying. I don't want to, blah, 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 blah. I don't have to, but I made a commitment. So I was like, well, let's talk about this. It seems to be what's relevant. All right, guys. Well, my next video I'm going to post that's it for today. I'll put links to things in the description so you can follow up. And I recently had an art show, and there was a local hot rod rockabilly lowbrow show on called Grease Fest, and I got some video from that I'll put on next time. And I've got lots coming up. I've got Comic-Con in Brisbane it's like the 20th of September. If you're in Brisbane, I've got a stall there, and come and see me, come and say hello. It's going to be fun. We're going to geek out, go nuts. The other thing fun I'm doing at the moment is World of Warcraft. Legion's just launched the pre-patch, and I just knocked his wing off. So we got the Demon Hunters coming out. It's good fun. So if you play Warcraft and you want to hook up with me online sometime, I usually play late at night instead of watching TV. Come and join me. Alright, well, that's it for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please subscribe. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to no one, so it helps to have people subscribing and making comments down below. What are your challenges? That's what I'd like to hear, a comment. What are your challenges with your mind and being overwhelmed by your thoughts? Alright, have a great day. Rock on. Come on. Yeah!